ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Today we're studying Arabic. We have to move a little quicker because there's a lot of things we want to get through. We're doing Kalmoon. Everybody say Kalmoon. Or you can say Kalman. Okay? It's Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon. Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon. So today we're on the Noon. Noon. Now no one knows the noun like that. Navigating Noon. A 50 on his compass. Idghamun, his main tool. Your tongue is up and to the front. The gunna in the nose. With dhalaqun. Everybody say with dhalaqun. All on the gums. And jahrun in the holds. Now, first of all, while I'm writing, I want you all to understand something. This poem is describing the life on a ship. Okay? The terminology and the style is about a ship. And that's why he mentions the Nile in here too. So he mentions Noon as going down the Nile, dealing with a compass. On a ship, there's a compass. And the holds are the bottom place in the ship where they put things. So this is all the terminology that he's using. It's all sea language. Your tongue is up and to the front. When your tongue is up and to the front, he's talking like about the sail on a ship. Okay, so he says, Tawassatun and Fathun, say. Tawassatun and Fathun. The Noon has istifal and knowledge of your place of port will help the Noon fare well. Okay, again, you automatically know. You already know what I stated, that this is describing the life on a ship, okay, or the actions that take place on a ship. Once we've broken that down, we can somewhat, if you're familiar with the life on a ship, you can somewhat follow what this is. He says, now no one knows the Nile like that navigating Noon. What is mentioned here first, the first point here is that he's trying to give you a play with pronouncing the Noon. Now, no one knows, Nile, navigating, Noon. And usually in the English language, when you have the ing after an N coming, you don't pronounce that G. You say navigating Noon. You know, you make a type of idgham in the English language. We do a lot of things that Arabic brings out. Okay? So that's the first thing he's doing. He's letting you practice the makhraj and the pronunciation of Noon. Say this line. Now no one knows the Nile like that navigating Noon. Now, the second thing he's doing, there's a hidden point to it. The point is that no one knows the alphabet like Noon. It's as if he's given the letters their own intellect. And the smartest one, the one that knows how to navigate through those letters the best, is Noon. Why is that? Can someone tell me? No, sir. Uskuti bint. Tafadhal.
Well, what I know of is with the Noon, it deals with the ikhfa, with the idgham.
What is that called?
With tajweed.
Thank you. Because the rules of tajweed, first and foremost, surround how all the other letters connect with Noon. Okay? That is the important thing about knowing how to navigate. Where you're going to place your tongue when the letter that comes before the Noon is. And what comes after the Noon, I should say. So, he says a 50 on his compass, meaning as he navigates, he's got a 50 on his compass. What does this 50 represent? The numeric value of Noon. So he's like he's setting his course. And it's true. As the Noon sets his course on the next letter, Okay? It knows how it has to operate. Idgham, his main tool. So now Noon uses every rule. But he says his main tool is idgham because it covers the letters like that. Your tongue is up and to the front. The gunna in the nose. Now he's going a little step further. Before even describing the sifat, he's telling you exactly how you have to place your mouth. Very descriptive how you have to place your mouth in pronouncing, in enunciating the letter Noon. Your tongue is up and to the front of your mouth. The gunna is in your nose. Gunna is to hold the air in your nose. So everybody say an. You see your tongue is up and to the front, right? An. Say na. Say min. You see, you hold that air in it, that's called gunna. Okay, then he says, with dhalakun all on the gums. Meaning, what is dhalakun? Dhalakun, as we described earlier, are all those letters that are in the front part of your mouth. Okay? So they have no distraction. Okay? They don't have to, it's not like seen. Say is. See, is has to slide between the teeth. But Noon doesn't. Say because it's bleeding out from your nose and everything is in the front. Okay? So that's called dhalakun. All on the gums. So it's letting you know your tongue is going to be where? All on your gums. Say an. You hear it again? You feel it now? And the only purpose, not the only, one of the main purposes for these poems is to enlighten you and make you familiar, make you do something consciously. Because if you say you know the alphabet, but you don't know what you're doing, you can't even, you're not even there. They used to teach us to be present at every breath. And if you try that, you know it's impossible. But it teaches you a concept of being conscious. Being conscious when you do something. Right? So here, this poem is to help you become conscious. Be conscious of what you're doing in this pronunciation of a letter. So with dhalakun all on the gums and jahrun in the holes. When you hold the noon. When you hold it, wa mimma or wa min, you know, when you do that, and you holding it there, you have to do it with jahrun. There has to be some sound there. Does that make sense? An-naba, or something like that, you will definitely hold it, and it has to be jahrun. Tawassatun and fathun. Now he's giving you more of the sifat of the pronunciation. Okay? Whereas dhalakun has not really to do with the pronunciation, it's telling you the placement, but jahrun, tawassut, and fathun. Tawassutun is showing you that you're not saying it like ib. Say ib. So you're pressing it with shidda. There's some force there, right? So here, you're not doing it. You're saying in. Say in. And if you note, your tongue, as it touches the gums, it's touching it gently. It's touching it medial. It's not touching it hard. Like say it. You're hitting that hard. Say id. You're hitting that hard. But now say in. In. So now that's tawassatun. That's gentler. You don't want to sit? Further. Okay, and fathun. So you have to open your mouth in a way that is like a doorway. Say nah. So you don't say no. You don't make your mouth round. You say nah. Nah. Ni. Nu. Okay, so that's the fathun. The noon has istifal. What istifal means is that the tongue goes back flat. Say nah. When you finish, your tongue is flat in your mouth between your bottom teeth. Okay? It's going to come back flat. Okay? And it has to start off flat too. Noon, nah. You can't pronounce it without dropping that tongue back flat and starting off because it has to rise up and come back down. Unless you're holding it. Then he says, and knowledge of your place of port will help the noon fare well. Remember, he's using the language of the sailor. So you have to know, you have to have knowledge of where you're going. Your place of port is where you're going. Where you're going after that noon is sakin, what letter comes after it? If it's a ya, you say ay. Okay, you don't say an. If it's a ra, you say aur. Right? You don't pronounce it. Because this is what is knowledge of your place of where you're going. That's where your port is. And that's basically it. And that will help you pronounce the noon properly in all its different variations. Bottom line. Anybody got any questions about that? Where's the... Okay. With that done, open up your books And we're going to get into the Ajrumiyya. We've been stuck on this part for a little bit. We're going to start at this part right now, and that is at Jahrun. We're going to start off with Raf'un.